Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us for another Broadfield Liquid Lunch and Learn every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Today, we have a special guest on the show with us, Christina Garza from G-Tech. Hey, Christina.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We are super excited to launch a brand new product for all of our dealers today. But before we do, I've told you how the game is played. We always start the show talking about either a craft beer or something else that we could enjoy on a Broadfield liquid lunch. And G-Tech was nice enough to send over a really nice bottle of tequila, Casa Noble. Do you have some tequila on your side also?
My go-to is going to be Cazadores, but I'm
Very
ready to go.
nice. So cheers.
Cheers.
So I gave our dealers a little bit of a heads up yesterday, and I told them if they had tequila, that they should have that ready to join us for today's show. It's a little bit different than what we usually had, but it's funny because tequila is actually my spirit of choice. If I'm not drinking beer out at the barbecue, a good sipping tequila all night long, it's not a bad thing at all.
Oh, I agree with that completely. A good tequila is like a good massage.
That's a great way to say it. Now, what part of the country are you in, Christina?
I'm in Southern California.
Oh, so you have a lot of great tequilas out there to choose from, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Texas though, so we're pretty particular about our tequila.
Oh, I would imagine so. They have even a better selection. It's funny,
Yeah.
it's becoming really popular here in New York. It used to be everyone, all they drank was vodka. And now you're starting to see a lot of the silver and blancos become really popular. And my personal favorite are always the reposados or the anejos. Anything aged, the more it's aged, and as long as it's got that blue agave, it's definitely a good drink.
Oh, if there's no agave, then yeah, you're gonna struggle with the good tequila.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I tell everyone. The tequila I drink now is a lot different than the tequila we used to do shots of back in college, you know?
Yeah, the $5 bottles of Jose Cuervo.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a totally different animal. So, enough about tequila. Let's get into today's show and let's talk about this exciting new drive. Christina, as happy as I am to have you on the show, I'll give you the opportunity to introduce yourself, but I really want to introduce the star of today's show, and that is right here in front of me, and it is the G Technology Armorlock. We are going to be launching this from the Broadfield warehouses today. We have them in stock and ready for our dealers to order and to take advantage of this exciting new product. So Christina, before we get into the product introduction, do me a favor and introduce yourself and tell our dealers what you do with G Technology.
Well, thank you for that, and I absolutely will take a back seat to Armorlock any day. My name's Christina Garza. I manage product marketing for our professional business segment, and G Technology fits underneath that segment.
Okay.
I'm really excited about this product. It's been a long time coming, so really happy to be here to talk to you guys about it.
And in that long time, you've obviously been very involved in putting this product together and bringing it to market as we are doing so today.
Yeah, my whole goal is to take the vision of our product and development team and bring it to the world and make sure that I do the due diligence to message it the right way, communicate what their vision is and what their purpose is to the world so that they get the full scope of what this product is and the benefit that they're going to get out of it.
Absolutely. And if I open up the box here, I can show our dealers who are familiar with the G Technology product line that from a cosmetic standpoint, it looks very similar to the Armor ATD products that we know and love and have been a great hard drive solution for quite a while now. But now the Armorlock adds to that platform a revolutionary security platform. And this drive that we're shipping today is a 2 terabyte model at a $599 MSRP. Christina, do us a favor and walk us through some of these key features.
Sure, absolutely. First of all, we'll look at the hardware. And as you mentioned, it does fit right along with some of our other SSD products. The difference is, and I know you guys are going to notice this pretty quickly, is that this one's got that vibrant gold color coming out of the inside. And really what we wanted to do with that was make sure that when you go to the store or you're looking online, it's really quick and easy to figure that this one's different.
Yep.
It's got the same design, but this one's a little bit different, and you can identify it as the one with the encryption on it versus the other two SSDs that we have with G Drive Mobile that are blue. So this one will stand out as different. We want to make sure you have that eye-catching color still coming out of it. One thing we wanted to do, our main focus on this product was to deliver the highest grade security that we can give you because your data deserves it. Everybody deserves data privacy, regardless of what you're putting your content on. So we wanted to give you that high grade security, yet not make you have to compromise anymore on speed. And so we give you high grade security and super fast speeds. We have the super speed USB 10 gigabit per second connector and interface that we're using. It's a USB-C connector.
USB-C connection, right? Yep, perfect.
Yeah. And then the main objective here is to make it really easy to use. Technology can be scary, especially security. Anytime you talk security, and it starts to sound a little complicated. So we wanted to make it really easy and integrate with the way that you already do digital things within your life. So we have an app both for your iOS and your Mac at launch. We'll have the Android version and Windows version coming down the road. But the whole goal is to eliminate the need to remember yet another password or another passcode. So your iPhone already leverages biometrics. Many of us use Face ID. So we leverage that to make sure we can identify that you are the right user. And then you get into the app and you can, with one touch, unlock the drive and off you go. Up and running.
And that's incredible because I know right now data privacy and security is such a key across the board. I mean, you've seen every time you scroll through a news feed, you're reading about a different data breach, about some kind of leak that got out there, major motion pictures that are released months and months early through like these private pirated websites and stuff like that. And then of course there's the cybercrime issue where you really have to be very secure on how you're presenting and passing over data through all sorts of fields, not just the media and entertainment industry.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And a lot of corporations, because of everything you're seeing on the screen there, they've required and put really strict settings in place for their cybersecurity, cloud storage, network security. And we wanted to come in and also give you that same level of trust and security on a portable storage device. Your content's no different, that you no less important that you put on a personal storage device. And especially in the media and entertainment industry, when people shuttle these drives around and it goes from a DIT cart into a PA's hands and then maybe FedExed off to post. So all that handoff and that entire time of traveling, we wanted to make sure that we got you the level of security that you demand for that content. It's valuable. It gets into the wrong hands and now you have an issue. So we want to make sure we're giving you, again, the drives that you're using that are fast already for your workflow, but with that added security and that high level of security to make sure you have it locked down.
And I'm glad you went back to that because that really is one of the key selling points to the media and entertainment industry is you're really combining that NVMe SSD speed with the bandwidth through the USB super speed connection and the security to really give them a solution that works in that M&E marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. Speed matters. Time matters. And you guys know downtime is money. And
Yes.
we are trying to, and G Technology has always made it a goal to limit downtime so that you workflow gets done faster. You're not standing around at the end of the day waiting for files to transfer. We've done a really great job with our other products to be fast, make sure you're productive, and limit that downtime. And this product is no different. It just fits into the workflow a little bit differently.
Absolutely, and I think that's the important thing for our dealers who maybe are new to G-Tech or not as familiar with G-Tech. Broadfield has a long relationship, and we've brought the G-Technology RAIDs, the Thunderbolt solutions, and now the SSD solutions. And the key to all of that is where can we get that speed to fit into a professional content creation workflow? Now, we're taking that speed combined with security, and here we are. Welcome to the Armorlock.
Yeah, and SSDs, people are transitioning quickly to SSDs, and
Yep.
why not deliver it with a platform of security that's going to give you that extra level of professionalism, quite frankly. And if your clients know that you're doing everything you can to protect their data, that's a
Right.
big message to be able to show them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what's great about the SSD platform is not only are you getting that speed, but inherently you're getting that. I want to use the word secure, but the rugged format where this drive built into this Armor housing, just like the Armor ATD, is drop proof and protected and is going to not only protect your data through the security lock features that we're going to go over in a minute, but through the form factor of the hardware itself.
Yeah, that's right. Our engineering team does a fantastic job of making sure that not only is the SSD in itself more durable than a hard drive, but they add all these extra layers of protection to make it ultra rugged. Look, we know that you're not going to run this over with your car.
Right.
But from being on backpacks at the airport, getting thrown on the plane, drop the backpack, we need to make sure that we're doing all the things possible to secure the content that's on that drive, not only from a encryption perspective, but also from a durability perspective, because you just never know what's going to happen. And we want you to be protected regardless.
Absolutely. And some of the movie sets I've been on, I don't know if I share the same confidence that it won't be run over by a car. It's amazing how, if it can be done, they'll find a way to do it.
They'll try it.
So throughout the product development of this drive, what you've done is made the impossible a reality. And this next series of what we're going to talk about through these slides talks about exactly that. Christina, walk us through how you raised the level of security bar even higher with the Armorlock.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And without going into too much technical detail, basically, we didn't want to start something completely from scratch. So the development team leveraged technologies that are already existing. In security, especially, you don't necessarily want to start from scratch. There are good technologies out there, but then they took it a step further and just recoded a couple things. And again, without getting too technical, they just started from trusted technologies and then built it from there to make it even stronger. And they invented new ones. Again, it's based on trusted technologies, but we wanted to ultimately do all of this incredible security technology while making sure that we are not going to affect the performance of the drive. We know access to your data is the most important thing in the industry. To anyone for that matter. If I
Sure.
can't get on my phone fast and get to the content I need, it's frustrating and it's annoying. So we wanted to make sure we eliminate the barriers of access to content so that again, time is money, right? And we
Right.
want to get you into the work that you need to do without putting all these extra layers of complication on top of it. And we feel like we really did that strongly with this product.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I really like, Christina, is as you're going through this, you're using the word we. It's important for our dealers to understand that G Technology has the development team that you are putting in all of these resources behind this technology right in house there at GTech.
I'm so glad you said that, and I oftentimes forget to make that statement. I've been with Western Digital for a very long time,
Right.
and you're absolutely right. When we acquired G Technology, one of the main benefits of the flash, especially from the SSD, is that we manufacture our own flash. So
Sure.
in our G Technology products, we're able to handpick the internal SSD that is right for this particular product without having to go to third party and leverage. So being able to build this product from the ground up, we also had the development team in house. So we truly did build this from the ground up with an internal team that was able to leverage each other's knowledge base and products and technologies to build this one product from Western Digital that we're able to now sell through G Technology.
And would it be fair to say that with all these development resources in-house and these great teams and technology in place, that there's going to be more to come in the Armorlock family?
It's definitely fair to say.
Okay.
We have a big future planned for Armorlock, and it's open sourced, and that's something I want to make sure is clear. Like we know that trust and security is paramount. We have to build trust. People want to test it. There's always going to be skeptics when it comes to security and technology around it, and so we're open sourcing some of this technology, and it's available for download on our website. So if someone does want to go and test some of it, you can. And that's important for us to build that trust with our customers and people in the industry And then if we want to take it beyond just this SSD, which we really do, we're going to let other people have a whack at it and see what it's like, and again build that viable trust with everybody.
Absolutely, and I think not only in the hard drive world, but in the security world, that's how products continue to grow and get better. Everybody always has a different perspective, a different point of view. So by open sourcing some of those resources, you're going to expose that to other people who may use it in a way that we haven't even imagined yet.
Oh, absolutely. I hope that's what happens, and that's our goal, is to put it out there to a community, and it really is a community. And it's people are incredibly innovative, and we're hoping to see this grow from a technology and platform perspective. And that's a really big reason why we launched the security platform,
Sure.
because we intentionally want it to be a platform that it's just this SSD and app are the first products that we're going to launch this platform on to experience. But yeah, our hope is to definitely grow.
And what's great about it too is it's all done through your tablet or smartphone that everyone has in their hands, everyone has on set, everyone has available to them when the delivery guy shows up with the Armorlock drive that was just sent to their door. So can you give us a quick little demo about how this Armorlock app works?
Yeah, absolutely. And integrating into digital lifestyle is a big deal for us, right? And I think of, we have digital door locks. People are
Yep,
entering their homes with their phone. You have
sure.
digital car keys, right? People are getting everything's on their phone. So we wanted to integrate within that already existing lifestyle and not continuing to stay in the past with passwords and passcodes. So that's something that we take a lot of pride in, that we're starting to do more forward thinking, integrate with the way digital lifestyles are going in general. So yeah, let
That's
me
great.
share my screen, and I'm gonna pull up the Armorlock app and just quickly take you through the process of adding a drive, um, getting it set up. It's really simple, and I won't continue saying it. So what you're seeing right now is obviously my phone, and then you'll see the desktop app as well. So I wanted to make sure you're able to see both. But with the phone, so I open the app, and then really quickly you get an instruction: tap to add drive. And before I go through, we have a main menu. So the top three buttons on the left are the main menu. So this is where you can do a bunch of activities from a management perspective. Up here on the top right is a list view. So you can actually see each drive will have a card view, and I'll show you that in a moment. But you can also see it in a list. So if you have a bunch of drives, you can see them all listed out. So really quickly, I'll go ahead and go to add the drive. So we have to make sure that the drive is plugged in. So that's how it gets power. This is not a wireless drive. It does
Okay.
require bus power still.
Okay, but it is bus powered through the USB-C connection, and that's not
Yes.
going to affect the data transfer or anything else. It's actually a great solution that can be done very easily on any laptop, MacBook, Mac Pro. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. So what you just saw me do, each drive has a QR code on the back. It's unique to that drive. So every single drive we sell has a unique QR code. And then on the right, you'll see a short code. And that short code is for Mac. So since you can't scan a QR code on your Mac, we give you the code so you can enter in. So again, both the short code and the QR code are unique. So upon setup, we're going to do erase and setup as new. The reason it says erase, it can be a little bit tricky, but the erase and setup as new is so that if you found this drive, let's just say I left it at the airport and you found it and you don't have access to it. If you do want to, you download the app and you want to gain access to the drive, you have to erase it.
Right.
So that just helps me know that if you found my drive, you can't access the content on it. Even if you get to use it as your own drive and I've lost a drive, and I will have a backup because that's what we do, you're going to have to erase the drive to get access to it. So it's just that added level of security that we're putting on there.
Great.
So I'll click erase and set up as new, and then you'll get this cool screen where you set up the initial settings. So I'll just say Christina Armorlock. Now you have a color identifier, and that's really there so you can help identify if you have multiple drives. It's just a cool little way to identify if you have a bunch of orange drives that are for Project A, all your red drives are Project B. We just give you that extra step of interest there. You also, something cool about this drive is that upon setup in the app, you pick the file format. So for me, I'm going to pick Mac, but you can pick any of the three compatible file formats. I'm going to turn on location tracking. That just helps to know when's the last time this drive was plugged in and used. What was the location of it? And then you hit format and off you go. And it's going to give you a quick reminder. Yes, I want to erase. And then it's self-format. So this self-formatting just helps all this get done up front so that once it's set up, you are ready to rock. Use the drive as it's intended to be used. You don't have to go through the Mac again, through your computer to set the formatting settings. So just again, making everything as smooth up front so that once it's set up, it's ready to go.
That's great. And then once that drive is set up, this same app that you have on your phone is what's going to enable our customers to have access to all the different security features.
That's right, yes. And you have to have either the macOS app or the iOS app to unlock that drive.
Okay.
If you do not download the app, then you won't get access to these drives.
Okay. And is that app going to be released for other platforms in the future?
Android and Windows are in the works right now. We're trying to get that out as quickly as possible.
Excellent. Great. That's good to hear.
Yeah. This is a recovery key. It's really important. Tell your customers you have to save this recovery key. If you lose your phone, if your phone breaks, if you don't have this recovery key when you get a new phone, you'll have to wipe the drive and set it up as new. Okay. So it's very, very important, this recovery key. We also highly recommend don't save this on your phone, or don't just share it, or print it out, put it in a safe spot offline so that you have access to it, but it's secure. If someone gets your recovery key, then they access your phone, they can get into the drive.
Okay. Which defeats all the security features we just talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so confirming that I saved it, and that's it. You're set up. That's all you have to do to set up. And now I can, so I'm going to show you, I'm not sure if you can still see me, but if you can, I'm going to show you this drive is plugged in and you can see it's locked.
Just a minute.
Okay. And now I hit the unlock. The drive is unlocked now. And I will show you also that it will show up here as a mounted drive. Before I unlocked it, it doesn't even show up as a drive. So you can't get into this drive unless it's unlocked, and then it'll mount on your computer.
That's great. And again, all of these things are done in order to secure this data as much as possible.
That's right. Again, it's so if you found my drive full of content, you would have no idea whether or not there's even content on it.
That's absolutely great. So
yeah.
What's awesome about what you're showing us with the drive is all of these great features that G-Tech has built into the Armorlock, making that connection more secure. The fact that you're able to not even see that drive mounted, the fact that you're able to control all of this using the same security already built in to your devices, I think are really great things in order to protect the data on the drive itself.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. And it's a Bluetooth connection, so very similar to the way that your phone connects to your AirPods. So as you saw, I didn't have to type in a Bluetooth code to pair the drive to the phone. It just works. So we wanted to make it as simple as possible. Again, eliminating the complication, smooth setup. So our goal is to get you into using the drive as fast as you can.
That's absolutely awesome. And I don't have to remember another password to use it.
Well, as you guys know, a lot of people on production sets, they have so many drives moving around. They're not going to get everybody to remember the password to that drive. So they take the password on the drive. We're trying to make that, we're trying to give you the security you demand without complicating it, so you don't have to take those steps to get into the drive faster.
So Christina, let me ask you, as that drive is being moved around the set, can I use the app to give different users access and permission to the data on the drive itself?
Yes. So you can do one of two things. You can collect everybody's phone IDs, and I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. You can collect everybody's device ID, so whether they're using the Mac or the phone up front. And you can have a list. So I'll show you the little drive icon. I'm sorry, the settings, the gear icon on the top right. So this is called a drive card, Christina Armorlock. Each drive will have this card, and then you can go in and see all the different settings for this drive. In here, if you click Manager Settings, you'll also be able to select Authorized Users. So you can see right now I'm the only user because I just set this up. If I hit the plus sign on the top right, I could have a collection here now of all the different users that I might need to give access to a drive during a project. And so if you collect them all up front, then like for Connie's MacBook Pro, I can give her access, set the user settings. So if I want her to just be a user, which means she can't change manager settings, and then I just hit authorize. So as you'll see in a second, now that I'm authorizing her to have access to this, Connie's not here with me. So I can now ship her this drive. And when she receives it with the app, she can add drive and then she'll have access to it because she's already authorized. So that's a remote authorization scenario where if you're sending the drive to someone else and they're not physically with you with their device, you can give them access before you send them the drive so they can get up and running as soon as they receive it. So as you can see now, Connie's an authorized user of this drive. The other way to do it is if you are local. So let's say you're with me in my office right now. You can actually share user ID on your device. So it'll bring up your phone, let's say your iPhone's ID. So you have a QR code there that all I have to do now is scan your QR code and it'll add you as an authorized user to that drive. Okay. So two scenarios. You're local with everyone in the room with their devices and the drive, or you can authorize before you send the drive to someone else.
Okay, so now if I'm managing a dozen drives and I send it to someone else and I forgot who I sent it to, is there a way to track that drive down?
You can track the last known location of the drive, meaning someone that's authorized to access it, plugged it in and accessed it. And Great. The last known location section, so if I hit last known location, this is now going to give me, using your Mac or your iPhone's location, it's going to show me where it was last unplugged and used by an authorized user. It won't tell you who used it, but it'll show you where it is.
That's great. That will, especially if you're sharing it locally in the scenario we talked about earlier where that drive is floating around the set. One of the production assistants puts it in their backpack and brings it home for the evening. At least you will have the security of knowing that the drive was used on set, and I'm sure it'll show up the following day.
Yeah, exactly. And another scenario is if you lose it, you don't have it with you, you forgot where you left it.
Yep.
You can then see where you last connected it, and maybe it's still there in that location, and you know at least where to go look. But one thing I want to be clear on is that, because your customers will want to know this, there's no GPS tracker on the actual drive.
Sure.
It's leveraging your computer or your phone's location. We don't track it. We don't have a server or a cloud service that's tracking the drive. So as it's traveling around the world, we have no idea where it is. So you can't call us and say you lost your drive, and we won't be able to find it. And again, that's just for your own added security. We're not tracking anything in that regard. Sure.
You're tracking the use of the drive, which will help you maintain the fact that it's being used properly. So now, what if through this tracking, or just you know that you lost the drive itself, what security features are in place to either wipe the drive or make sure that no one gets access to the data?
That's a good question. So the drive does have a secure access feature, and it will have to be locked in order to do this. So to eject the drive locks it. So I'm going to eject because, as we know, don't just pull the cord out, because if there's a transfer going on, it's going to corrupt the data. So when you eject the drive properly, it's going to lock it. So as you can see, it's locked now. Then you'll be able to go into manager settings, and there's a secure erase button here that you can see. So you hit secure erase. It's going to require that you scan the drive, and then you can erase it. Now, if you are in a remote location, you lose the drive, you can remove it from your settings. And what's going to end up happening is that in order for whoever found it to use it, they have to erase it. So it will get erased, like I said. Exactly. But there's a way for you to erase the drive when you're done with it. Okay. If you're using it as a scratch drive, or you want to use it on the next project and want to erase all the content, you can do that yourself. Or you can trust that, like I showed you upon setup, if someone finds it and wants to access it, they're going to have to erase it and set it up as new.
Perfect. And both scenarios are in place, again, to protect the user data and the information on the drive itself. So
That's right.
between all of those security features, the multi-user management, the ability to use the devices that you already have to control and access the Armorlock drive, you really have a good, secure solution with the speed to be able to handle everything. Christina, I know we spoke a lot about the professional grade hardware, but we don't want to make light of that because that is what makes this different than some of the other solutions already available on the market. And I'll pull up all of these different features and specs, and if you'd like to highlight a few of them, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. So we have the LED lights. So
Yep.
as you can see, and I'm not, again, I think you can see me now, but you can see that it's currently, the light is on lock. Okay.
Okay.
And then as it's unlocked, the light will switch to the unlock icon. Then we have the always on 256-bit AES XTS hardware encryption. So a lot of the consumer grade drives have the 256-bit AES hardware encryption. We
Okay.
add that extra key management with the XTS. We have it's compatible. I want to make sure this is clear as well. When we talk compatibility, there's two sets of compatibility. App compatibility, so whether you can download the Mac or iOS app, and that you need to be running Mac OS 10.13 or higher, or iOS 10.13, or I don't remember what the iOS one is.
A newer version.
I just stumbled. iOS 13.
Okay.
I get confused between the 10 dot or
I
the
know.
iOS 13.
Yes.
Now, if we're talking system compatibility, that means if I have an iPhone but I have a Windows computer, I can unlock the drive with my iPhone, but it will work with your Windows computer if it's formatted that way. So
Because once it's unlocked, it's just a USB drive.
yeah, exactly. So the Mac and iOS app is there to manage and unlock the drive.
Okay.
But from a drive and hardware perspective, it works with Windows computers.
Okay, great. Excellent.
And then also, so the speed, going back to, again, talking about delivering speed while it's encrypted. So up to 1,000 megabytes per second. It fits really nicely between our G Drive mobile SSD, which I think is about 560 megabytes per second, and our G Drive Mobile Pro SSD, which it gets up to 2,800 megabytes per second with the Thunderbolt 3.
Right.
So this fits really nicely from a performance perspective, right in between those two. And then also, as you know, with our other two drives, that gold color that's coming out of those grades, it's there to help protect the drive. It actually is an aluminum core that pulls the heat away so that we can help minimize or actually almost eliminate throttling. So that upon a transfer, if you're transferring a 500 gig file, we're going to get you those high grade speeds and high performance all the way through transfer and not throttle the drive and actually slow your transfer down.
Which is great. And we've seen that in real world use with the Armor ATD drives and just how quickly those drives and the G Drive Mobile and the Mobile Pro and how those are already taking advantage of this technology now.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm sure Matt Bennion has shown you guys this, but if he hasn't, he will. And it's crazy the information he has regarding throttling and regarding our heatsink. And then lastly, like you said earlier, I won't go too into it because you already did, but the ultra rugged durability of the drive, just
Absolutely.
added protection.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things, you know, and we can have the PowerPoint to remind us to talk about all these features, but everyone at G Technology has the passion over the products and the drives, and these features really just come out just through looking at the product design and the drive itself. So one of the biggest things that our dealers ask us, not only is when is the drive available, which is now, they are in stock here at Broadfield, but who is the customer? Who needs Armorlock?
I'd love to say everyone. We
Absolutely.
built, I mean, it's a pretty high performance NVMe SSD. So if you're just looking for simple backup for your laptop, probably not this drive. But if you're looking for that high performance with security, then this is for you. And we target the M&E industry for a multitude of reasons. One, we built G Technology around media and entertainment. And G Technology is known within that industry to deliver the performance and reliability that that industry demands. So with this product, we wanted to continue that legacy, deliver the NVMe SSD performance that everybody's moving to, and again, to eliminate downtime while delivering high-grade security. media and entertainment, you have to have insurance that says you have encrypted drives on set.
Right.
So we want to tie into that and make sure the encrypted drives that you're putting on set are the best encrypted drives on the market.
And
In
we should,
addition, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I also want to point out that a $599 MSRP for a 2 terabyte storage solution doesn't mean there's a huge price premium on all this great technology either. The drive is actually priced very reasonably.
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure we can get it into people's hands. We don't want to scare anybody away with price, and we want to make it immediately usable and get you into and sold so that it's not something that you have to wait to go and buy.
Right.
We're delivering a premium product. We always do at GTech. And
Yep.
the speed that people need on production set and creative professionals in general, if we can't give them that performance, then they're not going to come to us anymore. And so we want to make sure we continue to deliver on performance and now being able to give them the secure technology that they want and that the corporations are demanding. It's just going to help us in the long run altogether.
Absolutely, absolutely. So a key insight here is, again, you have to protect your data. This is something that studios, agencies, independent producers, everybody across the board is just, it's become such a key priority.
Yeah, there's so many stories, and we just want to help these stories. If we can see no more stories like this someday, it'd be fantastic. And we want to give you ways to eliminate this and try to put the right products in your hands to give you data privacy. And look, in corporations and in media and entertainment scenarios like you have in Hollywood there on the screen, it's pretty clear. I mean, there's a monetary value being put on the content that goes on drives. But
Right.
even in your personal life, I mean, we lock our phones, we lock our house, like I said before, because we value the things that we want to protect. And so the content you put on drives, you put a high value on that, and we need to give you the data privacy that you deserve.
Absolutely, and I think we've done that exactly with this drive. So in a use case scenario, media is most vulnerable when it travels. The Armorlock allows you to use and secure your data all the way from capture to final shipping in post.
That's right. And I wanted to just give an example because a lot of times, if people aren't familiar with the way the workflow works on a production set, this is just one example. I know every production is different, but one example is here. So when media comes from camera to DIT cart, that's where from DIT cart on is where we need to make sure that it's protected. You never know who's going to find this drive. You never know if someone has bad intentions. And so we're going to help eliminate that human error part of it. Well, almost eliminate. There's always a human error possibility, right?
Sure.
But at least minimize it so that when you do hand this drive off, you can feel confident that no matter what happens to that drive, the media on it is secure. The value of that media is secured.
Absolutely. And Armorlock helps secure that media by locking it all the way throughout the entire process.
Yeah. And then once it gets to production, the production studio or post-production studio, only the people you gave authorization to can have access to that drive.
Great point. Absolutely. Now, this drive was officially launched about an hour ago, an hour and a half, because we've run a little bit long this afternoon. But we have lots of great assets available for all of our dealers. So you can reach out to me directly, jim@broadfield.com, and I can hook you up with all of these great assets. Kudos to GTech. You've done a great job in producing banners and email blasts and you name it. I mean, I really expect our dealers to be able to get this information out to their customers very quickly, just with the wealth of resources available. So thank you for making my job easy.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, we worked hard on those and we listened. I think that was our biggest thing, was just to listen for a while and really understand what people were looking for.
That's awesome. Christina, thank you so much. It's always great to talk about an exciting new product, but it's even better when we have a great guest like you to join us on the show. So cheers. Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Nothing like having a drink at 10 a.m. I've been up since 4, so this is okay. I've had a full day, so this is good.
Absolutely. It's 12 o'clock somewhere. That's what we like to say. Or 1 o'clock on Thursdays every week for Broadfield's Liquid Lunch. We have a great schedule planned for the rest of the month, so definitely join us every week. We will be joined by Telestream with a Wirecast channel update, and Matrox will be launching their Mavex line of products. So tune in every Thursday at 1 p.m. If you have any questions or need any more information about the G Technology Armorlock, you can reach out to me directly at jim@broadfield.com or reach out to your Broadfield salesperson at 800-634-5178, or even our storage specialist, Jared, who can help answer any additional questions you might have. Until next week, cheers.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers. So call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.
Well, I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.